modern look. So if you can see, basically what it's all about right now is simplifying. Kodak obviously took out all of that background stuff and moved it to a simple image. We kind of did the same. It's not really the best looking logo. We had to like scour the internet to like find one example of our old logo because we didn't really know what it was. So we kind of took out that background image because it was kind of distracting. Again, like with the Pepsi, there's a lot of shading and stuff, and then they made it cleaner. Another move is from like a serif. Does anybody know serif versus sans serif font? Okay. So again, obviously that's a trend here. They had some serifs on their letters. They had all uppercase. They moved it. Ours was all uppercase as well. So I don't know if any of yours are, but the reason why a lot of Pride organizations were all uppercase was that it used to be an acronym in itself. So that's what it stood for. So again, that's not what we wanted to represent. So we made it all lowercase. We made it a sans serif font. And again, with LGBT organizations, especially if you're starting off new, you want them to know who you are. And obviously the rainbow has followed us throughout history. So we have little like rainbow colored dots underneath of our name, and people really recognize that when we started using it on our campus.
Yeah, so the design style should suit the organization. And another thing to remember is KISS. It stands for Keep It Simple, Stupid. So you want a simple logo. You want to put it on an advertisement or even chalk it on the quad. I mean, again, you need to make sure that your university or school allows that. But you want to make a very simple logo so when someone quickly looks at that, they're like, oh, well, that's the LGBT organization.
And you want to have it like something that you can print on anything, that you can write anywhere, that you can blow up, that you can make small, just something that is visible everywhere that you go.
Yeah, and really use your logo. Put it on t-shirts, put it on all your advertisements, handbills, chalking, everything. So use your logo for everything because that is the identity of your brand. All right, develop or revisit your mission statement. How many of you here have a mission statement? About everybody? Okay, how many of you actually know that mission statement?
Oh, yeah. It's fine. We knew the gist of ours, and we knew what we had on some like websites and social media pages. We didn't even know if that was accurate, so we had to revisit ours as well.
So your mission statement establishes the foundational core of your organization. So this is what your organization is built off of. So this is what your brand and what your identity is built off of, this one simple sentence that basically sums up who you are. So this drives the image of the brand, the organization, like I said, and keep the statement length to about one sentence, short and to the point.
Which we'll give an example of here.
All right, now, before this scares you, this is our humongous mission statement. And obviously you have it in front of you, so I'm not going to read it all. But this is the mission statement that's within our Constitution, and it's extremely long because we wanted to cover everything, or, I mean, just about everything. But what we advertise as our mission statement is just the first part there, ends after community. So this is what we put on our website, this is what we put on our Facebook. So when people look to see who you're about, yes, it's always nice to have the information section, but it's always really nice to have that one simple mission statement of who you are that relates all back to your brand. Questions? All right, and the last part of the first kind of section of rebranding is training your executive board officers. So your executive board officers are basically your walking brand of your organization. So when, say if you're out on campus and someone from the student body asks you, well, what's your organization about? You need to make sure that all of your executive board members give a defined definition of your organization, because that will, again, help promote your brand. If you have one that says, well, we meet once a week and then we eat cookies and dance. Well, that's fine, but you need a more established, you need a more established definition so that your brand is going beyond just advertising, it's word of mouth. Hello, come in. And then always have your executive board officers look for co-sponsored or opportunities to co-sponsor and sponsor events. So this will help, and we're going to talk, Mandy's going to talk about that slide in a few minutes, but there's always opportunities, like we said, that you can co-sponsor some stuff, so always have your executive board officers looking for those opportunities.
Okay, so kind of moving from like after you develop that core into your integrated marketing plan. And so what integrated marketing basically means is that you're kind of combining like marketing, advertising, public relations.